Hey, this is Ken Thompson, insurance consultant. I'm coming at you with my first video um, about insurance. I'm going to basically do a few short videos on explaining the basics of insurance on the auto side, the life insurance side, and homeowners insurance side. Some basic things that is confusing for some people. Maybe I'll share some light to some. Maybe it's old news to others, but hopefully I help people out with this. The first thing I want to do is talk about auto insurance, and one of the main things that's talked about a lot is bare minimum. Uh, I want the bare minimum insurance. I just bought this car. I'm not making payments on it. I want the bare minimum insurance. And I just want to say be careful using that word bare minimum, um, because in some states that can be interpreted, in all states really, by the insurance person any type of way. In some states, the rules are so different that what you may be thinking is bare minimum and what the other person is thinking is bare minimum, complete can have you um, put into a predicament which you may not understand that you may not understand and don't want to be in. For example, there are some states out there that they may have the ability to not have bodily injury limits at all. And what is bodily injury limits? That's the minimum requirements for most states to have. You may see on your insurance policy, you may see something like 25,000 slash 50,000. That basically means the first number, the 25,000 is how much they'll pay per person. The 50,000 is the total they'll pay per incident. But in some states, you don't even have to have it. It's legal not to have it. There's different rules behind that. They're called no-fault states. Florida is a main one. But if you say, I want the bare minimum, and somebody gives you the bare minimum, that means that you don't have that coverage. So you get into an accident and you injure somebody, there is no insurance coverage for you to pay out for that person. So what happens? They could sue. I mean, you could just find yourself in a situation. Um, Also, you'll find in those states a lot of people that don't have it. You'll find that they may get into an accident and they'll just drive off because they don't even want to be involved. You have a lot of that too. So be careful when you say, um, I want the bare minimum. Um, what is the difference also in having coverages? You see, all insurance will have your basic, your bodily injury limits. You'll have your medical. Your medical is basically, don't look at it as um, a coverage to cover all your hospital bills in case you get into an accident and have to go in the hospital. That amount is not going to cover that. We know that hospital bills are way too much, and $5,000 isn't going to help you. But what it will do is help you pay for the deductible for your health insurance for being in the hospital. So look at it that way. Also, a lot of them have uninsured motors. In some states, it's required to have it, and some it's not. So again, if you say the bare minimum and somebody does not put uninsured motors on your policy, and you have it, and somebody hits you, and now you're looking to say, hey, this person hit me, I want the coverage. They didn't put it on there. Well, you asked for the bare minimum. So again, be careful on that. Kind of dig a little bit more on what it is. I know insurance is high in a lot of states. I know that it costs a lot, but also you'll never get out of that amount either if you just keep getting the minimum, have it for a little while. And what I mean for a little while is a month just to show proof, and then you cancel it. You'll never get ahead in an insurance game like that. Never get ahead. The best thing you can do is get a policy, stay with that company for at least 6 months to a year. That's the only way you're going to start building up and not have any tickets, of course, and accidents and things like that. But that's the only way you're going to build up enough, let's call it credit. It's not really credit, but let's call it that, to start to get yourself into a better category to make your insurance less. The more you jump around in insurance, the more it's going to end up costing you. Remember this also, even though you may have insurance for 6 months, but you switch companies twice, that doesn't count as having it. You have to be with the same company 6 months straight with no lapse in coverage to start getting credit in the industry for having insurance. So that's why sometimes some of you may have seen, hey, yeah, well, I had this company in July, but then I found another one in September, so I had insurance, which is true. But in the insurance industry, you switched again and you started all over. So it doesn't count until you stay with that same company 6 months to 1 year. So keep that in mind. And the main thing I just want to get out of this is, for now, is just be careful when you're asking for the bare minimum coverage. I just want the bare minimum for the state. Understand what that means. And I know many of you are chasing price. I know you're just trying to get the cheapest thing. I get it, but you also need to understand what you're giving up and what you do not have. Because in that same vein, again, like I said, if something happens, you're looking for insurance to pay out. You're looking for some type of coverage. And if you say to your agent, hey, I just wanted the minimum, that's what you got. So keep that in mind. I'll come back with some more, a little bit more information about auto insurance. Then we'll switch to some life insurance. Hopefully that helps somebody for now. Any questions, hit me in the comments and fire them up, and let me see what we can do. Deuces.